Welcome to yoga. My name is Brittany. This is Stella. The word of the day today is release. And all I want you to do is just think about what it is in your life that is a little too much for you. Something that maybe is an extra thing you've put on your plate that might be overwhelming you, or just anything that is not serving you. I just invite you to think about that today. And is there any way you can eliminate that from your life? Or just have less of something that's not serving you? So release today. And today we're going to focus a little more on breath work. So that will help to cleanse your, cleanse your cells, but also just kind of cleanse your mind. When you get really deep into your breath, it's easy to, your thoughts just slowly begin to melt away. You begin to become calm, centered, grounded. So today I invite you to release. Release your breath. Inhale some more and release anything that is no longer helping you right now. So with that, let's begin. Find a comfortable seat and place your hands on your lower belly. So we're going to practice some diaphragm breathing today. To start with, I want you to exhale all of the air out of your lungs completely. Once you've gotten out all that stale air, I want you to inhale, but make sure that you're pressing your belly against your hands so that you're inhaling from your diaphragm and not from your chest. So start inhaling and expand your belly, and then breathe. Continue to inhale, and it will come up through to your chest. But start with your diaphragm. Once you've taken a super deep inhale, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then slowly exhale, releasing all of that air you just took in, completely flattening your belly again. And do it again. Inhale from your belly, up into your chest. One last little sip. And exhale slowly. Again, inhale. Slowly, deeply, until you come all the way up to your chest. Hold and exhale. Completely release that air. Again, we're going to inhale. And exhale it all out. And now you can place your hands on your lap, or you can place them in front of your heart. We're going to start with one round of the sound Om, and you can join in or you can just listen. It's always optional. So if you're going to take a deep inhale, and let's just inhale all together, even if you aren't going to Om, just exhale as I Om. All right, let's turn on our mats and place our hands at the top of the mat, toes curled under past the knees at the back of the mat, and then look at your hands, make sure that they're shoulder width apart, separate your fingers evenly, and grip the floor with your fingerprints. Now lift your knees off the ground, but keep them bent as you send your hips up to the sky for your first down dog. And in this down dog, go ahead and jog it out. So move one knee, bend one knee, then the other. Maybe twist your hips out a little bit and breathe continuously. See if you can keep that connection with your breath that you had before the Om. Can you continue to listen to your breath as if it were ocean waves? Now walk your feet to the middle of your mat and bend your knees. Inhale your arms up overhead and exhale them by your side for mountain pose. Again, bend your knees and inhale your arms up overhead, and this time bring your palms together. Cross your thumbs, so one crossed over the other, and then inhale, send your body over to one side. Press down evenly in your feet. Continue to take those deep breaths so you're breathing into your side body. Tone your thighs in, tone your abdomen a little bit, and lift your chin out of your chest. And then come back to center. Switch the cross of your thumbs. If that is too much for your shoulders, please feel free to widen your arms out. Otherwise, switch the cross of your thumbs and then inhale up and exhale, bend to the opposite side. Continue to press down evenly in your feet. Pretend like there's super glue between your hands if your palms are touching. Try to keep those together. Breathe. Stretch into that side body. And then come back to center. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and dive all the way down for a forward fold. Turn sideways for you. On your next inhale, halfway lift, place your hands on your shins and breathe here. And then exhale, come down again. Inhale, come back up into mountain pose. Now take your fingers and interlace them behind your back. Bring your shoulders together. So bend your elbows. And once you have your shoulders together on your back, see if you can straighten your arms. And once you straighten your arms, bend your knees, sit back into your heels, round your back and bring your forehead to your knee as you send your hands up to the sky. Continue that ocean breath. Round your back. Bring your forehead close to your knee. It does not have to touch. And then carefully release your hands and come back up into mountain pose. Once you're in mountain pose, come back down to the ground. Place your hands at the top of your mat, your feet at the back of your mat, and come into a plank position. So find your positioning that feels best for you. Keep a slight rounding in your back and tone your abdomen. And then with your next inhale, lift your right leg just a little bit. Hover it above the ground. Plank leg lifted. And continue to breathe as you hold firm in your left leg. Press the floor away from you. Exhale, lower that foot, and then inhale, lift your left foot. Hover above the ground, continue to tone your abdomen. Press your tailbone down and press the floor away from you. And breathe. On your next exhale, come onto your knees. So come into a tabletop position with your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And then take an inhale here. Try to breathe from your diaphragm. And as you exhale, round your back for cat pose. Lower your head, and then lift your left knee and bring it towards your left elbow. Or I'm sorry, this is my right knee. So your right knee, left knee, whatever, bring it to that same elbow and pull your heel in towards your hip. Exhale, lower down. Take an inhale and come up into cow pose. Lift your head, lift your hips, lower your belly. And then as you exhale, round again for cat pose. And then lift your left knee, if you didn't already, up to your left elbow. Same knee, same elbow. And then exhale, lower down. Now, take your right hand, inhale, lift it up. And then as you exhale your breath, thread your arm through your other arm and allow your head to rest on the floor for twisted child's pose. Try to tone your abdomen still. Breathe into the shoulder stretch. And then on your next inhale, come back up. Exhale here. And then inhale, lift your left arm up. And exhale, thread through your right arm. Drop your head to the floor. Keep your hips lifted. Relax. Breathe. Release any tension. Release any negative thoughts. Release anything that isn't for your best and highest good right now. And when you're ready, come back into a tabletop position and then move your legs back and lie on your belly. Bring your arms straight out in front of you, so karate chop the floor with your pinky side down. And then as you inhale, lift your right arm and then your left leg. Press down into the floor with your left arm and your right leg and try to get a curve in your low back as you lift your chest and lift your leg. Release your breath as you release your arm and leg, and then inhale, lift the opposite side. So we're lifting our opposite arm and our opposite leg at the same time while pressing down into the floor with the other two limbs. And breathe. See if you can lift one more place with your leg or your arm. And then exhale, lower down. Now bring your ankles to touch and your arms a little bit wider than shoulder width. And then inhale, lift everything, your arms and your legs at the same time for superhero. Continue to connect with your breath. Curve in your low back. Exhale, lower down. And then put your hands in front of your chest to push yourself up. And then come into another mountain pose. And breathe in this pose. Now step to the back of your mat. Take your right foot, step it to the front of your mat, bend your knee, and then spin your back heel so that your toes go past the front left corner of your mat. Now look forward, send your right hip back, left hip forward, keep your back heel on the ground. If this is too difficult, you can widen your stance side to side. That should make it more accessible, or you can shorten your stance. Either way, bend your front knee, inhale, lift your arms up overhead for warrior one. Press down in your feet. Continue to bring your ribs in towards your spine. So toe in your abdomen. Lift your chin, chest, lift the back of your skull. So just a little bend, a little back bend. And always breathe. Exhale, lower your arms. Step your foot back. And this time take your left foot, step it to the front of your mat or towards the front. And then take your right toes, move them past the front corner. Maybe widen your stance side to side if that helps you. Press both feet down evenly in the floor. Bend in your front knee. Square your hips towards the wall in front of you. So move your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Take a nice breath. On your next exhale, take your arms down to the floor and then move your left foot back with your right for plank position. And just hold here, or you can do a couple push-ups. Press your tailbone down, turn your abdomen, press the floor away from you. Now, if you want more of a challenge, flip your toes so that you're on the tops of your feet. And then maybe do a push-up here. If your toes are flipped, flip them back. Bend your knees as you push your hips back up toward the ceiling, back into downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths here. Now take your right hand and walk it forward a handprint as you turn onto your right foot for side plank. And then take your top arm and send it up across your face. So keep your hips lifted, don't let them dip down. Push them up against the gravity that's pushing you down. And breathe as you reach your arm across your face. And then come back into down dog, into your regular stance. Take a couple more breaths here. Grip the floor evenly with your fingerprints. On your next inhale, walk your right hand forward a handprint, roll onto, your left, roll onto your left foot, keep your hips lifted, and then send your arm up across your face and breathe. Try to keep everything toned so that you stay light. It's totally okay if you shake. It's good for you. And then come back down, back into down dog. From here, inhale and lift your right leg up and back for a three-legged dog. And then exhale, step through for a lunge. And then take your right hand inside your right foot and then walk your hands forward one at a time as you round your upper back and lower your head for a down dog lunge. You might need to move your right knee out to the side a little bit to make room for your torso to fold. Just make whatever necessary adjustments you need to feel good in your body. And if that means lowering your back knee, placing your top of foot up to the floor, you can totally do that. Now walk your hands back, frame your front foot, step back into down dog. Exhale here. And then inhale, lift your left leg up and back. And exhale, step through for a lunge. Front knee over front ankle. Take your left hand, place it inside your left foot, and walk your hands out in front of you. You want your left hand about 1.5 feet in front of your, well, it doesn't have to be that far, but you want it in line with your left foot. And then move your left knee out to the side. Fold down in the middle. Down dog lunge, second side. Don't forget your breath. It keeps you alive. Back leg straight and strong. Front body curved down. And then walk your hands back and step back into down dog. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs as you send your heels closer to the floor. Now bend your knees and walk your hands back to your feet. Come into a standing position and then come to the middle of your mat. Place your feet together. Bend your knees a little bit. Take your right leg, lift it and place it over your left. And then you can put your foot on the floor like a kickstand, or you can double wrap. Arms out to the side. Take your right arm underneath your left. Give yourself a hug. Breathe. Lift your chest. Lift your chin out of your chest. Love yourself. And then unwrap your arms and your legs. Bend your knees slightly. Lift your left leg over your right. Use it as a kickstand if you need help with balance today, or you can choose to double wrap. And then take your left arm underneath your right and hug yourself again. Try to align your shoulders above your hips. You want your back straight up and down in this pose. And smile as you breathe. And hug yourself. Release. Now release the bind. And then come into a wide stance in the middle of your mat, well, facing the long edge of your mat. Turn your left heel out slightly wider than your little toe. Turn your right foot out 90 degrees and bend into your right leg. Press down on the floor with the outside of your left foot and make sure that your right heel is in line with your left arch. Once your legs are set up properly, inhale and extend your arms apart in opposite directions as you gaze over your right fingertips. And breathe here. Warrior two pose. Now straighten that front leg. Send your hips back as you hinge at your hips and place your fingertips on the floor outside of your front foot as you send your top arm up overhead. And you can look down, out, or up. Stack your shoulders. Make sure that your arm is not back behind you or in front of you, and that you're just breathing here. On your next inhale, bend your front knee a little bit so that you can come back into your wide stance. Now turn your right foot parallel to your left. Turn your right heel slightly wider than your little toe, and then turn your left foot out 90 degrees. And then bend your left knee so that your knee is stacked on top of your ankle. Press down in your feet evenly. Press down on the outer edge of your back foot and align your heel and your back arch. Then look to the left and extend your arms out in either direction. As you breathe and you think happy thoughts, you release anything that doesn't need to be worried about or thought about right now. Just be here in this present moment with your body and your breath. Now straighten your front leg, hips back behind you. Place your left fingertips outside of your left leg and stack your right arm on top. Look down, out, or up. Align your shoulders as you breathe. Enjoy the stretch. One more ocean breath here. And then bend your front knee to help you stand up. Come back into feet parallel. Now take your arms out in front of you or place them on your hips. That might be a little easier. Bend your knees slightly and then hinge at your hips so that your torso becomes parallel to the floor, and then place your arms in front of you on the floor for wide leg forward fold. You can stay here in a flat back position, or you can go further. Maybe you choose to come onto your forearms. Maybe you choose to just walk your hands back between your feet. Press your hands down and forward as you round in your back. And lean forward a little bit. And if you're able to, you can gently place your head on the floor. Otherwise, do not push it. Only do what your body is capable of doing today. And that might be different from yesterday, and that's totally fine. After your next exhale, walk your hands forward if they're not there already. Maybe place your hands on your hips as you bend your knees a little bit to help you stand back up. And then heel toe, your feet together into mountain pose. All right, now come onto the floor. Place your feet about 2 feet in front of your hips, and then place your hands back behind you, thumbs pointing out, fingertips behind you. And then on your next inhale, lift your hips up, send your head back for a reverse table. Press your tailbone up this time as you lift your hips, and then tone your thighs so that they're not flaring out. You want them to kind of be toned in towards each other. Breathe and smile. Exhale, release down. Okay, now scoot your hips forward, lie down on your back. Excuse me. And then take your right ankle and place it on your left thigh. Now from here, lift your left foot and interlace your fingers through the hole you created, and you can wrap them around your hamstring, or you can reach farther and wrap them in front of your shin. Whatever you choose to do, keep your right foot flexed, and then try to bring your thighs in closer towards your torso. Relax into this pose as you feel the stretch in your hamstrings, in your glutes, in your hips. Lower down, place your right foot on the floor, take your left foot, Place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Lift your right foot. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, so in front of your right hamstring, or in front of your right shin, and bring them closer to your torso. Keep your left foot flexed. Breathe into your body. Breathe into your cells deeper than you've been breathing all day. The breath is what helps energy and emotions to move through the body as you release them in yoga. It's very important. Undo the clasp of your hands. Send your feet back in front of your hips. And then take your feet as wide as your mat and allow your knees to fall in towards each other and take a constructive rest. You can place your hands on your stomach or your ribs. You can place them on the floor. Continue to breathe as we cool down. Now extend your right leg out in front of you. Bend your left knee and clasp it. Bring it towards your torso. Once you have that, take your right hand and bring your left knee over to the right side as you extend your left arm out. Come back to center. Extend your left leg out. Bend your right knee. Bring it in towards your torso. Take your left hand, pull your right knee across your body, and extend your right arm out to the side for a few breaths here. Now bring both of your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a hug. Rock side to side if that feels good for your spine. As you release anything that's not serving you, can you replace it with things that do, with thoughts that are going to help you and help others? If there's any other pose you need to feel complete in your practice today, please take it now. And if you're done, release your legs out in front of you. And let's take one more stretch. Extend your arms out so that your arms and your feet are stretching in opposing directions. And now relax your whole body and let your arms fall to your sides. Let your feet flare out. Whatever happens, that's completely natural and relaxed. Can you relax every muscle of your body? Release the weight into the earth. Allow yourself to be supported. Close your eyes and have a moment with yourself. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Breathing from your diaphragm as we did in the beginning. You might need to place your hands on your lower belly to feel the inhales and the exhales. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees and roll over onto your favorite side. And then roll a little more to press yourself up into a seated position. Continue to keep your gaze soft, or you can continue to close your eyes. Either place your hands on your lap or in front of your heart. I'm going to end the same way I began, with one round of the sound Feel free to join in or just listen. Inhale. Thank you for practicing with me. I honor you. I hope to see you again next time. Have a great day.